Yep. Oh, nope, you're coming. I see you. There you are. Hold on, I'm gonna hang up on the phone and let's see if I can hear you through the computer, okay? Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jordan from the JP Homes team at Remax. I am here on the line with my good pal Marco Terminesi down in Jupiter, Florida. You can see that beautiful backdrop he's got. It's much nicer than the white wall behind me. I'm here talking to him today about what's involved about buying properties down in the U.S. He works in Florida, specifically South Florida, which is a beautiful place. We get a lot of people from Toronto going down there for the winter months and throughout the year. So I'm going to jump in and talk to Marco a little bit about what's involved in buying properties, some things to be mindful of or cautious about, things maybe that you don't need to be as cautious about, and get a little more information from him on exactly what's involved in that. So Marco, what's going on? How's it going?
How's it going, Jordan? Good to be speaking with you, buddy.
Awesome. Everything is great. Things look better for you there, like I said, than for me, but we're all good. Thanks so much for taking the time to join me. Hopefully when we're done, you'll take a dip in the pool. Let's jump in. Let's get right into some of the questions here we have on buying down in Florida. What's involved for Canadians buying properties down there? Because I think people don't really know what's involved, and I know there's financing things and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good question, Jordan, and we get that a lot down here. Is if you want to, I found the best way, if you want to get financing for a Canadian to purchase in Florida, the financing to come from Canada.
Oh,
it's
really?
either an equity line on either a business, their bank from Canada, but it's usually the banks. It's very hard, actually, or more difficult, should I say, to get your financing down here in Florida as a foreign.
Okay.
You got to get financing in Canada. And actually, I did a couple big multi-million dollar deals where the financing, they did get financing on those properties, and it was done in the Canadian banks, not an American bank or mortgage broker here in America.
Okay, interesting. Does it make a difference for people if they're American citizens, but they're not living in the States?
That is a good question. I have a real high-end client that lives in Mississauga, and he actually has a tax ID number here in America, and I believe has partial citizenship or residency here. Right. And I know that then he can use the American banks. I'm not completely detailed on how and why, because like I said, he's a higher-end client, but that is a possibility. Yeah. That's not a common thing, but usually it's coming from the banks in Canada, either an equity or money from their home business or for something like that, their income from up north.
Okay, cool. Let me ask, aside from financing limitations and stuff like that, are there any other limitations or things that people need to be cautious of or weary of as they're looking to buy property there?
Not really. I think the biggest things that I get from Canadians coming down here, most of them have an idea of where they're coming. We talked about cities like Jupiter, Florida. That's where I live. Right. West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale. They only know the main cities. Right. So it's very important for me. That's why I know all the cities up and down because of my Canadian connection. So I can guide them. And that's the hardest thing I think Canadians have is when they come to me from, you get me a client to me. They're like, okay, so where do I go now? There's this coast of the ocean. Where do I go? And that's kind of one of the hardest things that I find for them is we come down and I give them guides up and down. I give them the good cities, the safe cities to be in. Okay. And a lot of people go back and forth. Their hard decision is, do I go a condo or do I go a house? And those are very big decisions. I have a Canadian actually from Caledon flying in tomorrow to look at properties in Pompano and Fort Lauderdale. And that's the hardest decision that they have and more challenging part, which I guide them very adequately, is the difference between a condo and a house. And some of the misinterpretation is they say, oh, these oceanfront condos are great prices. I can get in there for X amount. And then they get a little scared that the HOA fee or the association fee is $500 or $600. Right. And I'm just through this now. But they say, you know what, let's just go to a house. We're like, there's no association fees. But that's a little misjudgment because you're going to have to pay for insurance, your lawn service when you're not here, all the pest control upkeep, the different upkeep, that equals the $600.
Yeah, we have the same thing here with condo fees. And people always say, if I buy a condo, I have to pay that fee. If I own a house, I don't. But really, when you add up all the expenses of owning and operating a house, it's the same kind of thing.
Exactly. And that is one of the hiccups, more the hiccups that the Canadians and they'll see. And but that's exactly right. And those are the challenges, mostly of anything that I have when they come down here, is knowing the areas, knowing where and what to buy, and because they're not familiar, and it's
Sure.
for anybody you're familiar.
Right. How's the market doing down there? What's the market like in like South
So
Florida?
the market, I think it's definitely a seller's market. There's low inventory. The prices are nowhere near Canada prices.
Right.
I know Toronto market seems pretty high from just looking over the internet, but it's a seller's market for sure. The prices are, I wouldn't say high, but in a higher range than normal.
Okay.
People worry about, the election, will that cause a little dip? We've been flattening out for about 18 months now. I think last year went only up 0.6%. So it's almost as flat as it can go.
Okay.
And so there's the interest rates are really low. There's low inventory and the market's steady. So real estate is turning right now. It's turning at a flat, good rate. And actually it's pretty steady right now, which I'm very happy about.
So now is a good time for people, if they're thinking about buying, to come and take a look at it, sounds like.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the prices are good here, like especially for Canadians. For what's a condo there go for now? Let's say Toronto for 1,000 or 1,500 square feet.
1,500 square feet in a good neighborhood in Toronto. I mean, you're going to pay $800 to $1,000 a square foot. So we're talking like 1.2 to 1.5, something like that.
Well, I can get you that $1,500 condo, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. On the ocean.
Yeah.
Let's say upgraded. I can get it for like $550.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a bit of a difference. So when the Canadians come down here, they do see it as like, wow, I can get this square footage and do this.
It's a price shock.
It's a price shock. And another one good thing is I have so many connections down here, as in for remodeling. So Canadians like something that's, Canadians have a good sense of taste, and I love that. They like that sleek, good, modern look. They like it nice. So there's many times where they come down here, we like this condo and it's all original, let's say. And, it probably needs like 70 grand to work, but they're buying it for like 450, 425. Right. They go back to Canada. I handle the whole remodeling, everything on my own. It comes in exactly what they want. And now they're all in 500, a brand new condo. So I handle that part as well.
Awesome. That's wicked. For somebody who's looking for a property, they might want to live in it, for the winter, for a Canadian winter. And then use it as kind of a rental property for the other half of the year. Is that something that's possible?
Yeah, so that's a very good question, Jordan. I get that a lot down here, and there's a lot of confusion. And we'll talk into the rental market and the Airbnb market.
Yeah.
So the rental market, of course, but here we call it our winter season, which is, let's say, October, November, January, December, February. Those are our in season. That's when all the snowbirds come down. That's our in season.
Right.
Those are you can rent your condo like that. But the problem is that's when Canadians that's when they want to have their vacation here.
Right.
So they want to come here with that. And then they want to rent it in the summer months, which those are our off-season months. Right. And sometimes that gets a little difficult. You can rent it for those 5-6 months, but it'll be a much less rent.
Sure.
And it may just pay the bills and stuff, which is fine. You might get, let's say, $3,000 a month, and you can do that. Right. But if you would want to rent that same condo from the summer off season, let's say it's $2,000. In the winter months, that could be about $4,500 a month, almost over double.
Wow, that's a huge difference.
So so the Canadians usually what they'll do is they'll come down here for 2 months of the winter season, and then the other 2-3 months of the in season they'll rent it out plus the off season and make some money. That is an opportunity. Then we do that as well.
You take care of rentals and everything, all that kind of stuff.
I'm our team leader. We have 3 people on my team. So I'll do more of the buying and selling, and I have people that do the property management and the renting, leasing.
Awesome. Good to know. And in terms of areas right now down there, are there areas that you're telling people, or you have clients that you're guiding towards, and like, there's good opportunities here, this is areas where you should be looking right now?
Very good question. I mean, there is some great areas. It always depends on the properties they want. So like if you want like a home on the water, or do you want a condo on the ocean, then my cities will vary where I think you should go. But some good hot spots now, or like for downtown West Palm Beach, is spending a lot of money in just reconstruction, reamping the whole city. The main theater is going up. They're doing a whole downtown nightlife. West Palm Beach downtown is a spot maybe you can buy in. You can get a condo above the buildings, walk on the main strip. So that is one to look out for. And I know my second, I would say, is Pompano Beach. Fort Lauderdale going crazy. Everybody's going to Fort Lauderdale. The prices are high in Fort Lauderdale. Pompano's just 10-15 minutes north. And again, the city is just developing. So if you can buy one of those oceanfront condos for like 400, 410, there, put a little bit of work into it. You might need 50 grand, 460. Those will be worth 700 in a year, 2, 3, 4.
Amazing. So good opportunity to live on the beach and still a great investment.
There is, yes.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much, Marco. The information you've given us is really amazing. I think I've learned a lot. I've gotten some information that I didn't really know before. So it's really great and really helpful. So I want to thank Marco so much for your time and your expertise in giving us this information. I will have Marco's contact information come up right here on the bottom of the screen. So if you have any questions about buying property in Florida or down in the US or rental or anything like that, get in touch with Marco. If you have questions, you can get in touch with me and I can connect you. And if you have questions about buying property in Toronto, obviously get in touch with me. My contact info will follow. So thanks again, Marco. I appreciate it. Enjoy the beautiful sunshine and we'll talk again soon.
Jordan, you're the man, buddy.
Thanks, Marco. See ya.